one more night with you. I would climb the highest mountain, I would swim the deepest seas over you. I would climb the top of a rocket and whisper to the stars and tell the moons I wanna be with you. And the yearning.
Oh, wow. How you doing?
I'm good.
Hi everybody. Today I have an absolute pleasure to be able to interview one of my favorite artists at the moment, Ian Vaughan. Is an R&B singer and songwriter from Louisiana.
Yes.
But today I got the blessing of introducing him in Atlanta. He had a show yesterday night and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Ian, just tell me a little bit more about you and your music.
Like you said, my name is Ian Vaughan. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And just me being, I guess, from Louisiana, I grew up in a culture of music. It's a culture of jazz music, folk music, R&B music, soul music, and all those things come together to formulate what I do as a songwriter, as an artist. I'm just a lover of music, and I just want to, I guess, make the type of music that reaches the hearts of people and on an intimate level, as well as just for people to be able to enjoy.
Definitely. Well, I certainly did.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit more about the beginnings. I know you come from a family that it's a lot into music, and you really got your inspiration from all around, really.
Sure.
And how did you actually get to make it a profession?
Well, growing up, I was blessed to grow up in a family of just musicians. So like everybody was singers or played some sort of instrument in some way. I grew up in an atmosphere, in a church atmosphere, where everybody were like cultivating their craft as musicians and so forth. And we also had the opportunity to sing in front of the congregation. So that was us preparing us to be able to perform in front of people. I have two other brothers and a sister, and we all used to sing together, and a couple of my cousins as well. And we sang together growing up, all around our city and all around our region. And all those things together is what made me have the fire to want to be a performer, professionally. So just throughout my years as a kid, growing up, we had opportunities to travel from Louisiana to Texas to Atlanta to New York, all over the country, performing. And all those things, together, like I'm starting to see, I love the attention that we were getting. At the same time, I loved my ability to express my gift and the response that we would get, from people, and they would, oh my God, your voice, or that song, or whatever. And those things continued to fuel my passion into wanting to be a professional musician.
How do you actually improve your skills and your craft? Because you can hear your voice has been trained properly.
Sure.
It's warm and ready to sing.
I think a lot of it's God-given. I think a lot of it is just my natural gift. At the same time, like I said, I grew up around so many great artists. Well, I wouldn't say artists, but great singers, that I was trained inadvertently just being around it. I remember as kids, my brothers and I, or even just any of my family members, we would harmonize anything. Like if we were watching like a Kellogg's Frosted Flakes commercial, we would harmonize the commercial. Or if it's Campbell's soup, we would harmonize it. So we were trained or training ourselves in that right. But at the same time, being in the church, you're in the choir, you're getting properly trained in how to hear notes and harmonies. And we always had an innate ability to, in churches normally it's a standard, what we call triad harmonies, like this soprano, alto, tenor, But what we would do is we would add that, a fourth note in, or we would add just a little third little harmony. And, reminiscent to like Boyz II Men or, Take Six, groups like that who inspired us greatly. So we would listen to their harmonies, and we would include that into our style. And those things trained our ear to be able to, to be incredible vocalist, or I guess to be able to have an incredible ear. I think to be a great vocalist, you have to have a great ear.
Yeah.
So those things were taught, formally and informally. Even in school, I sang in the classical choir. I learned a lot of really great techniques from there. I was always somewhat of a skilled singer, but it was a lot of techniques that I learned that made me a better singer. So all those things work together.
Talking about your music, then a bit classical question: how would you describe it?
I have to say R&B,
Right.
because that's pretty much to the core of who I am. At the same time, at the state of the music industry today, it's some may say it's bad, and some you can find the good in it. I think it does give, I guess a guy like myself the ability to reach to different styles and to different formulas, and approach songs differently. I remember, being a big Sting fan growing up. I love Sting. I also loved, Phil Collins. And Phil Collins did a lot of harmonies in his songs, But I was a big, obviously, Stevie Wonder fan, big Brian McKnight fan, big Marvin Gaye fan, Whitney Houston. And all those styles and sounds weren't always the same style record. Some of them were folk, some of them were R&B, some of them were, just classic ballads, and or pop records. And I appreciate music for what it is. So what I try to do is take pieces from all of those different styles and genres and just include them into what I do. And I interpret it the way I do, and I just try to relay it that in whatever creative way I can do it. So ultimately, I say I'm an R&B artist, but you listen to my record. It's R&B records on there, and it's some straight dance pop records on there, and some hip hop influence records on there. It's music. It's just good music.
Actually, talking about your latest project,
Yes.
Love Song Beats and Guitars.
Yes.
Tell me more about how did it come about, and also the title. It's something that is very particular and
Sure.
really intriguing. So tell me more about
It's
it.
a detailed name. I thought of that name before I wrote any song on this album. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago I was just kind of in a certain musical space, and that name just dropped in my heart. Love songs, beats, and guitars, and ultimately what I wanted to do was bring back real love songs, and I wanted to lace them over hot beats,
Right.
and I wanted to play guitar on them.
All right, here
So
we go.
it's just that simple. But in terms of the detail of it, the songs mean certain things. You listen to the subject matter, you listen to the story of it, and ultimately that record is a formula for repair.
Right.
It's a formula for value. You listen to, I guess to the cry of the world. That people are getting divorced, relationships aren't lasting, people aren't as willing to forgive, and I wanted to make a record that brought reconciliation to a relationship. If you're in a bad space and you're able to get over it, because I feel like these days a lot of people give up too soon, and maybe a rough year, but you had a great 5 years prior, so you may have another great 5 years or whatever, so that's what this record kind of talks about. And this, it's a bunch of just classic love songs that just re-encourages those who are in relationships, those who aren't in relationships, and those who are striving to be in relationships.
Can I be a little bit cheeky and ask
Sure.
you a favor?
Sure.
Because within the album there is my absolute favorite song.
Sure.
Can you just play us a little bit?
I can sing it for you.
Oh,
Let's
sing
see.
it for me. And I'm going to introduce it for you.
Which
so
song are you talking?
You'll see in a second. So for Empire Radio Magazine, oh my gosh, I'm really emotional.
Yeah.
My favorite song so far, I Will Always Love
I
You.
will always love you. Okay. That song says, I will always love you. Ain't gonna be no and ifs or buts about it. I'll tell the world about it. I will always want you. With every move I make, it's to brighten up your day. 'Cause I will always love you. Ain't gonna be no and ifs or buts about it. I'll tell the world about it. I will always want you. With every move I make, it's to brighten up your day.
Thank you, Ian. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad you love it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Still talking about your music.
Sure.
Tell me about your new single, new music.
Oh, my new single, New
Yes.
Music. Yeah, that's a really fun song. That's a fun song, and it's actually different from anything I've ever recorded before. It was written by a super producer, a good friend of mine, Veit Ren. He's from Germany, and he is, I guess, famous for a lot of his records he did with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. He's responsible for, or has influenced, should I say, Jennifer Hudson, obviously Justin Timberlake, Seven Streeter. You know, so he's a phenomenal producer, and I had the great opportunity to work with him. And this is a record that he and this other incredible writer, Jolly and Skinner, wrote. So I didn't write this one; they wrote this particular record. And when I had the opportunity, when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, I need this record for my album," you know. And you know, Veit and I partnered doing my record, and we got the song. So ultimately, New Music is this R&B, pop, dance record, evenly fused with all three of those genres. It just makes a fun record. The story behind that song talks about, you know, I guess the scenario I use is you have this woman who's used to dealing with this certain particular type of guy, and we're gonna call him old music.
Right.
You know, and I want to bring you the new music. So, you know, you come with me, I'm gonna bring you the new music. So ultimately, you know, we're gonna, you know, I guess it can also play into the state of the music industry today too. You listen to a lot of music that we listen to. It's not a lot of value in the women. It's not a lot of value to love, and I want to bring that back. So this is the new music.
Actually, that brings me to a thought. As you said, sometimes we listen to the song, especially in the radio, and
Sure.
they can get a little bit controversial about
Sure.
what they're bringing to the table.
Absolutely.
And you know, you did say a few times you want to bring those values back.
Sure.
And also the fact like you said, support people that go through difficult relationships, difficult
Absolutely.
time in their life, and
Absolutely.
I think it's something quite unique. I can't really think about somebody doing it right now.
Yeah, I think culturally we've lost something. I can't say exactly. I don't know exactly what it is, but I guess we can also ultimately say we've lost love in some way. You know, on a deep level. You know, I think everything is superficial and on a surface level, and in some ways, in you know, some facets, that's okay. But overall, you know, love is what's gonna last. You know, so you know, when you're 80 years old, it's not gonna matter that you have this Gucci purse or this Louis Vuitton purse. What's gonna matter is that you have somebody there to love you, to hold you, to hug you, to rub your feet. You know, those things. You know, those things are the values that I want to put back into music, you know. But even still, like, I want to put heart back into it, you know. Everything doesn't have to necessarily be about a long-lasting relationship, because that's not everybody's reality. But ultimately, we want to appreciate the time that we have, appreciate the moments that we have, and those things is what make, you know, to me, the music, and put it like this, music is the soundtrack of life. And so you have different times in your life where you're doing reckless things, and you have different times in your life where you want to really invest into your life long term. And I want to add the type of music to the culture that will be like, in America we call a 401k plan, that'll take care of you in your retirement. You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of records I want to make.
All right.
Yeah.
You sound incredible live.
Thank you.
You can
Thank
play
you.
guitar.
Yes.
Tell me more about what you feel when you sing live, and the connection with the instrument as well, because not a lot of musicians can actually play an instrument.
Sure. Music is spiritual for me. You know, it's, you know, it really is I have what I believe to be a deep connection, you know, spiritually with who I call God, or whoever, some may call the universe, some may call the higher power, but who I call God in terms of all of my gifts and my abilities. I know where they come from. And I also feel like my ability to write a song or sing a song to connect with someone without physically touching you, I believe that's spiritual as well. So I value just that, and I really take pride in the fact that I was chosen to be able to deliver a message in music. You know, so with that being said, you know, I look at singing live as an opportunity to connect with people, an opportunity to reach them in a way that everyone else can't necessarily reach, you know. So that's, you know, it's that serious for me. So sometimes obviously we're having fun, but you know, ultimately it's about connection. So that's pretty much where I am with it, you know. I enjoy singing live. Actually, I mean, I enjoy also being in the studio, but to perform live, it's just that connection.
Totally.
Yeah.
So tell me more what you're doing at the moment. Obviously, we are in Atlanta. I
Yes.
see you live yesterday.
Yes.
And what's going on now?
Well, right now we're gearing up. Well, we actually just came back from a radio promo tour here in the States. We toured all over the West Coast, all up and down California. We went to New Orleans, back to my home state. We actually came back out to Atlanta and back to Florida. Now we're back in Atlanta performing, promoting the album. We are gearing up for a trip to New York really soon, and we're going on a big promo tour for the album within the next couple of months. So hopefully we can come to the UK.
That would be absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, give us some details where people can find you, listen to you, get your music.
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Ian Von Music. You can go to my Facebook page, Ian Von Music, as well as visit me at my website. That's www.ianvonmusic.com. Follow me on YouTube as well at Ian Von. So, and at Twitter at Ian Von. Social media, we have so many tags. But stay connected. Follow me. I'll try my best to follow you back. And we're just connecting. So one love.
Well, Ian, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Log on to EmpireRadioMagazine.com for the latest news in arts, culture, and entertainment. Empire Radio Magazine. Think global, not local.